again, everybody. I got off in the weeds so far today that, well, what I started off on was our mini router table to go on top of the bench, and what we're actually doing the video on is a scrap wood chop saw stand that we're just going to cantilever onto our stairwell wall here. Reason being, of course, I find myself saying this all the time. So, I was going to use the chop saw to cut the rest of our pieces for the for our router table there, and I'm sitting here, I'm setting it up on the table, I'm taking it off, I'm setting it up, I'm taking it off, measuring every little thing. It's like, this is ridiculous. I'm constantly moving this thing, I mean all the time. I'm moving it around, setting it on the table, taking it off of the table. Now I decided, you know what, let's just get it done with. I've got a ton of scraps here from the barn all over the place downstairs, longer stuff, shorter stuff. We're just going to make something to set this on, give it a permanent home, or semi-permanent, at least until we build our big miter saw workstation that's going to encompass a lot of that wall. But so anyway, that's what we're working on tonight. I'm sorry it's not the router table, but hopefully that'll be the next one out. I hope. Who knows? Tomorrow I could be shampooing a cat or something. You just never know. I think what happened, I saw a squirrel and we just got all frigged up. But anyway, so we're going to get to it. I've got a bunch of pieces milled here. Everything kind of ready to go. We got to cut it down to length. We're going to get the chop saw mounted first, and then we're going to get a couple of outfeed tables. Not very long, because mostly what I do with the chop saw, I'm cutting stiles and rails. And generally, the pieces I'm working on aren't really all that long, usually 3 foot or less. So that's what we're building. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoy it. Also kind of tired of I've got to find the bag that goes on that saw. It takes up a lot of the dust. It's actually, what I need to do is I've got to get a new shop vac. I haven't had one in many years. I burn them up pretty fast with sawdust, things like that, but I honestly think it's about time to maybe get one again. So we're going to spare you guys the annoyance of the find my words, use my English. It's the language I grew up with, but boy, I have such a hard time grasping it. We're going to use the regular drill. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm losing my damn mind. And of course, getting into this led me into fine-tuning the chop saw. Like I said, we just tend to get off into the weeds terribly. But I don't mind that, because every time we get off into the weeds, it is one more piece of the puzzle. It's one more thing that we have done. And it's one less thing I have to do later. I tell you what, that's so much quieter than the impact. I love my impact, but I tell you what, it is an annoying sound. So this is what we're going to use to set our saw on. So there's nothing fancy here, guys. Just a little bit of, like I said, just some scrap lumber we had kicking around. See, I got to quit trying to talk to you guys when I'm in mid-thought or mid-process. Because I go through and edit these, and I think to myself, what the hell was I saying there? Yeah, chop saw is just a nice tool when you're doing cabinet work. I don't use it for much else than that. Usually if I'm framing and building stuff, I usually break out the circular saw just because I'm so used to it. But to be honest with you, a circular saw is just no way to get good production time. Not for me anyway. Come on, you can do this. Alright, so I've already checked this. This seam right here is nice and level. I tell you what, these boards were fairly dry when I put them on, and you ought to see in the gaps I had nice and tight, you ought to see how they have shrunk now. But this guy right here, this is right on the money, so I must have done something right when I put that in. I believe, there we go, I have my mark right there. I already have a mark here to screw this to, but we're going to add a couple of screws to this board because I only put these in the middle. You guys think this will hold it just with 2 screws? Why not, right? It's going to force me to clean the rest of this place up. If I'm not careful, it's going to start looking like the pit of despair. I found my little trick for doing cantilevers over the years, because I don't worry too much about getting this right perfectly level the first try. I mean, it's really close now, but we still have to bring it down just a little bit, and that's probably due to the cupping in these boards, which I bet you, I wonder if I tighten this screw in, I wonder what that does for level. Wouldn't that be something? Well, I tell you what, folks, tightening that one little screw in took the cup out of that and made that perfect. How about that? Did the same on that side. Last thing I want on this, I don't want this thing twisted. And that is right on the money. I like that. But anyway, for adjustment, what I like to do, I cut these like a 1/4 inch shy of what I think I need. And that way, when I go to put them on, I can just kind of line them up afterwards once I have everything nice and level. So I'll screw the bottom in before I do anything with the top. When you're towing stuff in, it does tend to move on you a little bit. Check this again. We're actually going to check across this. I can't get over that. I like that. I really like when that happens. I bet you my neighbors across the road, I bet you they hear me out here yakking at the camera wondering who the hell is he talking to all the time out there. Don't think it's going anywhere. I like that. Put these right back where I'll never find them again. Better that way. I think we'll run the cord right underneath. Get that out of the way. Alright, let's get the rest of this thing cut. Alright, so this is where a 6-foot level really comes in handy. And, like I said, this level isn't worth a damn. Not worth much as a level, I can tell you that. But, for a straight edge, it works quite well. So we want this thing lined up absolutely perfect, because this is going to be the fence that you're going to rely on to make sure all your pieces are square. That's better. Okay, let's see if we can get one in without moving it. Oh, I'm liking it, I'm liking it, I'm liking it. Oh, right through a damn knot. Let's check it again. I know I'm spending a lot of time on this, but this part's not right. This whole thing's going to be kind of useless. Okay, let's see how square this thing cuts. Yes, I have taken a few practice swipes before I turn the camera on, but doing a little fine tuning. Let's see what we get here. Oh, I can live with that. So, let's see if we can pick this up with the camera. Alright, let's do the whole AVE focus deal. You guys see that alright? So there she is. That's why we take all that time. When you're building face frames or cabinet work, a tiny little bit out of square, it's exponential by the time you get to your last piece and you go to put it together. It makes a big, big difference. Oh, there we have it. There is our Sunday afternoon chop saw station. We'll back you up a little bit. Alright, there she is. So we finally, first time in my life, I've had a real chop saw station. It will be kind of handy. I've got a scraps bin to throw under here. Might as well complete the picture, huh? But with the wood stove right there, that's pretty much all the scrap bin I need. But anyway, there it is. Now we can cut the rest of the pieces for our router stand or our router table, get that done. It'll be good to get that wrapped up. And then after that, once the router stand is done, it is time to start the cabinet job for the house. That's probably going to be a fairly involved one. I'm going to do a lot of explanation on that one as I go, because we're going to build that a lot different than how we built that router table. The router table is kind of giving me practice for the joinery again that I need to do the cabinet work, which is real important. I kind of wanted to get my mistakes out of the way in a couple of the things we've been building out here, just so, you know, like I said, it's been about 10 years since I've done any kind of cabinetry work, and I really, truly enjoy it. But I want to make sure everything is as nice as I can make it, because it's going to go in the house. People that come here are going to see it. When you come into the wood shop, things aren't going to be perfect, and that's the way it is. Some people, some wood shops you see out there, everything is absolutely pristine, beautiful, perfect, and my hat is off to the folks who are good at doing that. I tend to take some shortcuts when I'm building something for myself out in the shop, but when it comes to what's going to go in that house, absolutely not, because that's where my work is going to be able to say, hey, I built that. I'll have to look at it every single day, and more importantly, my wife will have to look at it every day. Good thing about her is she complains about nothing. She's not fussy about anything, and she's usually just happy for whatever I make. But it's been a long time, and that girl, she's put up with this. She's put up with this shop build for 3 years, folks, and it is time to start doing some things that she would like to see done inside there. So there's going to be plenty of home improvement stuff coming up. But we'll see. We're just going to keep going and keep trucking along. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.